Hey guys, Turner Marine here with another story time. Today, going over a story that I think I've talked about before, at least a little bit, but I was looking through and I don't remember, or I didn't see it. So maybe it was a part of another video, but for some reason I remember talking about it, but I'm going to talk about it again because it was fucking funny. This was my mountain biking fail. We just got back from Iraq. I'd actually just broken up with my girlfriend because she was a cheating whore, and two of my buddies decided that we should go up to Big Bear Mountain, which if you know Southern California at all, you know of Big Bear. It's during the summer. It's like a great place to go like hiking, to go mountain biking. There's a lot of cool outdoor shit to do there. During the winter, they have badass ski slopes and like ski tournaments and all sorts of cool shit there. And this would have been in June, end of June, maybe July. Somewhere in there. Or maybe it was August. Fuck, I don't know. Anyway, it's in the summer. Southern California, it was hot. We get up there, we checked into our hotel, and we we got up there kind of late, so we didn't do too much. We went out drinking at a bar, and talked to some of the people in the bar and stuff, had a good time. And then we passed out because we wanted to be up early the next morning because we were going to go mountain biking. And me and my roommate, we both had our own mountain bikes, but our other buddy didn't. So we went the next morning, and we stopped at a bike shop that's in town, and rented him a bike. Got him all set up with his gear, his helmet and all that sort of stuff. And then we went up and we bought. We went up to the ski resort and bought tickets to be able to use the lift all day because you have to buy a lift ticket. And what they do is they hook the bikes up to a seat in front of you. There's like hooks on the bottom of it. They hook the bike up, and then you top on the seat behind it, and you fucking go all the way to the top of the mountain, and you mountain bike down. And it was fun as shit. But the cool thing is on the way up, they have two big trash cans, one about a third of the way up, and then one about two-thirds of the way up. And there's signs around them that says, "Are you good enough? Can you make it?" More or less, something like that. And basically the goal is to have a drink and to try to throw your trash into the trash can. To try to, it's basically a big basket, like basketball. And luckily for us, we had our Camelbacks on, but in the Camelbacks we just stuffed a shit ton of beer cans in it. And so we all had a bunch of beer, and what we would do is from when we hopped on the lift till we got to the first trash can, we would try basically shotgun a beer. Just chug it, get it gone, you drink all of it, and then try to make it into the first trash can. And I don't even remember if any of us ever made it. I think we did at one point because I remember some sort of cheering, but the day we just got drunker and drunker as the day went on. And then so you drink your first one, try to make it in the first can. You would chug your second one to try to get in the second can, and then we would do a third one before we got to the top, and they have a trash can there you can just put your shit in. And so we would do that. So each time we went up the lift, we were having 3 beers, and then at the top they had a little resort almost, and we would go in and get a drink there, either a beer, do some shots, whatever. And then we would go down. I remember it was always to the right. Once you get to the top of the ski lift, it's to the right is the trail that we would go on. And we went down it 2 or 3 times, and it was a blast. I mean, it was a relatively easy trail. Some of it got pretty crazy at some points, but it wasn't insanely difficult. And my one buddy, whose bike we had to rent, he wrecked pretty good. We were going around. I remember we were making this left turn, decently sharp, but not insanely sharp. But this, I think, was the second time we had done it. And, we were, 6, at least 8 beers in at this point. And, so he was feeling pretty good. And we get to this point, and we're going downhill, and he's pedaling past me. And this dude isn't, amazing on a mountain bike. He's just a normal dude riding a mountain bike. And so he's pedaling past me, and he realizes how sharp the turn is. He tries to fucking stop. And when he does that, the way he was turned, it caused the fucking wheels of the bike to come out from underneath him. And he basically falls and is sliding on his left side. And he slid probably a good 20 feet and ended up tumbling a bit. And And he was wearing cargo shorts and stuff, and just short t-shirts like we all were. And he fucking, man, he scraped the shit out of himself pretty good. Nothing too crazy, he was bleeding and stuff, but he just rubbed some dirt on it and called it good. And with the beer and stuff, he wasn't feeling it. And so, but he was all right, didn't break anything. We're absolutely amazed he didn't really hurt himself. And I had a few close calls, but I didn't wreck the entire time. But then, was it our fourth try? Our fourth run, which I think would have been our last run of the day. So I think we wanted to go do some other shit. But we chugged 3 beers. So at this point, yeah, it was our fourth run. So at this point, God, was it? Fuck, I don't know. If it was our fourth run, we would have been at, what, 12, 13, 14, hold on. 16 beers in, more or less. And, 16 beers in, give or take. And when we get up there, and we're feeling pretty good, and we are like, fuck it, we need to go down the other side, the left side. But this side is clearly worn, clearly marked, saying that it's Black Diamond. It's a Black Diamond trail. And my other buddy, my roommate, in a previous life, actually was a professional downhill mountain biker. That's just what he did. He was a weird dude. He did all sorts of shit. But he was a professional mountain biker. And so he's, and he was pretty drunk too, but he's like, just so you guys know, this shit's not easy. These Black Diamond trails are legitimately hard. And they're fucking intense. And, me and my buddy are like, fuck, we can handle it. This shit, we just came back from Iraq. This mountain's a fucking pussy, blah, blah, blah. We were talking shit. We were drunk and stupid. And so he's like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. And he led the way because we figured we'd let him find the trail since he was a professional. And he legitimately did do that stuff before. And so we start going, and we make it, like 3/4 of the way down with no problem. Probably a little bit slower than, a professional would do. 1, we were drunk, and 2, I don't know the first goddamn thing about mountain biking, professionally. And so I'm sure we were going relatively slow, but to us it seemed fast as shit. But we get to this one point where it's kind of a straightaway, and all of a sudden I see my buddy fucking jump. And he hits this jump, and then he fucking lands it, barely, and he fucking slams to a stop and turns around and starts trying to wave us off, because I was about 100 yards behind him. And he starts fucking trying to wave me off. And he's saying, no, don't do it, it's a jump. It's a jump, you're not going to land it. And what somebody had done is they had put a log that had gotten flattened out somehow and basically set it up to be a ramp for you to jump. And my other buddy was way behind me. We stayed relatively spaced out, so if one of us wrecked, the other person wouldn't hit him. And me, being fucking drunk and stupid, thought that I could make it. Thought that I was a professional mountain biker, that, I'm God's gift to this fucking mountain right now, and I went for it. And let me tell you, I don't know a goddamn thing about keeping a bike straight in the air. I hit this ramp, and I know, ideally you're supposed to pull back on it, because just, I guess the way I was sitting, the bike just naturally is going to want to go forward, with the front wheel going down. But I was drunk, and I didn't realize what was going on, and I hit the ramp, and that's exactly what happened. The front tire went forward, and I made this jump, and I flew, it was probably a good 20 feet at least that I flew, maybe even more, and the front wheel hit almost up by the handlebars. Like, I fucking almost did a full goddamn front flip pretty much. It was intense. And I hit, and I got launched from the bike, and apparently, according to my 2 buddies, I fucking entered into a perfect combat roll, which is what they teach you, where if you fall, off something, or somebody goes to hit you and you need to fall, that they teach you how to fall and how to roll into it so that you don't kill yourself, essentially. And apparently, I did a perfect fucking one of these, perfect combat roll, but I landed with such force that I fucked my left shoulder up. I hit so goddamn hard, and my bike fucking went and, bounced around, and there was no damage to my bike, considering how fast I was going. I was hauling ass, and it hurt so bad. So bad. Like, I broke my arm before, and I've had the wind knocked out of me, and I've fallen out of 7 tons, and all this shit. But this fucking shoulder injury hurt probably more than all of those. It was bad. It was bad. I stopped and I was covered in dirt. I had scratches all over my face, and just from the rocks kicking up from me falling and stuff. And then I tried to, I didn't realize at first that I had hurt my shoulder, my left shoulder. And so I took my left hand and I tried to use it to push myself up because I was laying on my stomach. And it was just the worst fucking shooting pain in my whole left shoulder, left arm. And, oh man, I felt collapsed back down. I rolled over to my back, and I was just sitting there like, oh my God. It knocked the wind out of me a good amount. Not all the way, but enough where I knew it. And I'm just laying there like, oh my God. And my two buddies come up, and they're like, dude, you alright? That was fucking awesome. Dude, that was so great. Your combat role was perfect, dog. That was fucking sweet. And they're both Mexicans. So they had their fucking little Mexican accents with their shit, which made it even funnier. And because one of them, when he got really excited, he would start reverting to a little bit of slang, which always made me laugh. But they're like, dude, you alright, man? You alright? And I'm like, no, I'm not alright. My fucking shoulder hurts like a bitch. And I fucking finally stood up. They helped me stand up. And, mind you, we were still a quarter of the way up the mountain, which was probably a good 3/4 of a mile to the base of the mountain, if not more. And I'm like, fuck, I could barely move it. Anytime I moved it, it would cause an insane amount of pain. And I was like, motherfucker, this sucks so bad. It hurts so bad. It hurts to the point where I wanted to throw up. I didn't, luckily, but I wanted to. I just got that urge to throw up. And so they're like, all right, dude, we're gonna get you down the hill. We'll get you checked in to the doctors. They can look at it, whatever, and we'll go from there. And so I'm like, all right. But the only way down is I had to bring my bike, and I wasn't gonna fucking walk. I had to bring my bike, which, like I said, was not damaged somehow whatsoever. And so I hopped on my bike, and I'm with one hand, my right hand on it, was slowly making my way down this Black Diamond Trail, and with my other arm just fucking tucked up on me, trying to prevent it from moving. But every time I would hit a bump, it would just resonate through my shoulder and just fucking just sharp. It was like sharp and throbbing at the same time. It was a weird, I don't know, it's weird to describe. It was both types of pain. But when I hit those bumps especially, man, it just hurt so bad. And finally we get to the bottom, and we go to the medical station that they have at the base of it, and there's no one fucking working there. They're closed. And so I was like, motherfucker. The nearest hospital literally was for us to go back to 29 Palms, which is like a 2.5 hour drive. And so I went, had a few more drinks to kind of numb the pain, and then we went back. My buddy returned his bike. We hopped in my buddy's Jeep, put our bikes in there, and then we fucking headed back. And then I tried to ignore the pain the entire time. It hurt so bad. And we got back, and the doctors did a scan of my arm and my shoulder, and he said I fucked it up. I had a slight tear, and I can remember what those muscles are up there. Rotator cuff, is that it? I had a slight tear there. I had cracked the bone a little bit, and I had done some other damage to the bone. But he said that he could technically do surgery on it, but chances are it wouldn't actually do anything to help the problem. And so he just gave me a sling and some medicine and told me just to rest and to not use it for like 2 or 3 weeks. And the thing about a shoulder injury is you don't realize how much you use your shoulder for everything. For getting dressed, putting your shirt on, for just walking, for trying to sleep. I couldn't sleep on it. I had to sleep on my back or on my right side, but I generally prefer to sleep on my left for whatever reason. So I couldn't sleep on my left because just that pressure of my body on it was enough to cause just shooting pain. And so then, I called my staff sergeant, I let him know, but I don't think he let people, because when you get injured like that in the Marine Corps, you got to let your superiors know. And so I told him, I said, hey, staff sergeant, I fucking hurt myself, mountain biking this weekend, and I'm in a sling. And he's like, what? Motherfucker, you're in a goddamn sling. And he was all pissed off, but I don't think he told anyone, because the next morning, we go down to formation, And all of a sudden, my fucking CO comes out. Or no, my first sergeant came out. He's like, dude, hey, Marine, Sergeant, what the fuck happened? And I'm sorry. Or no, I was a corporal still at this time. Your first sergeant, I hurt my shoulder mountain biking this weekend. He's like, you are a stupid fuck. You know that? I'm like, yes, first sergeant. He said, how goddamn stupid you got to be? You go all through Iraq, you don't get shot, you don't get blown up, and you come back here for like a month and you fucking break your goddamn shoulder. I was like, I know, first sergeant. It wasn't my ideal plan. He's like, do you even know how to ride a bike? Do you? Do you want me to teach you when your arm gets better to ride a bike? I was like, no, first sergeant, I know how to ride a bike. He's like, yeah, because that's apparent. And then my CO came out, and he just harassed me. And my CO came out, and because they were pissed because we were going to do some field stuff, and I couldn't go out to the field for the first op because I was injured. And that was the only field op, mind you, I missed in my entire 4 years. It was because of my shoulder. But my CO came out, and he's like, what the fuck did you do? And then he started harassing me, and just everyone and their mom just harassed me. And now, to this day, my fucking shoulder clicks when I try to rotate it. Like, it clicks bad. Like, you probably can't hear it through this mic, but it's clicking, and I can hear the bones grinding when I put my hands on it. And it fucking hurts. It's not like the muscle's hurting, but when I click it enough, and if I'm moving it enough, towards the end of the day, it's really sore, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed that. That was, as much as it sucked, that was fun. I love the mountain biking, and I absolutely want to do it again. I want to take my wife so we can go mountain biking down it. Preferably not drunk, because that tends to lead to bad things, but it was fun regardless. I had a blast. And yeah, I have all sorts of stories that I plan on telling you guys eventually, but this one just sprung to mind for some reason today, and I decided to fucking record it. So, yeah. All right, guys. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, hit me up, and I will see you in the next one. Semper Fi.